Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the A segment of episode 42 of Codename Kids Next Door, Operation Nugget. We begin this segment with number 4 walking around a grassy area until he comes across a stream. Number 4 is fearful due to his inability to swim, but then he decides to try and jump across the stream. When number 4 jumps, he ends up landing in the stream, and at first he panics, but then he quickly realizes that this stream is shallow enough for him to stand up in. Number 4 also notices something in the stream and he picks it up. We see that it's a chicken nugget, but before number 4 can do anything else, a boy named N.U.G.G.E.T arrives and he eats the chicken nugget. Satisfied by its taste, N.U.G.G.E.T proceeds to call out to whoever is in hearing distance to point out number 4's discovery, and this leads to many kids arriving, and in a matter of seconds, these kids are able to form a town around the stream. N.U.G.G.E.T explains to a confused number 4 that number 4 ended up starting a chicken nugget rush, and then N.U.G.G.E.T goes off to find some more chicken nuggets. Afterwards, number 1 arrives and he greets number 4. Number 4 inquires if number 1 is also prospecting like the other kids, but number 1 clarifies that he's running the saloon in town, the Treehouse Saloon, and he encourages number 4 to join him inside the saloon. He says he'll set number 4 up with a chicken nugget to eat. Inside the Treehouse Saloon, we see that number 2 is the bartender, and number 1 requests that number 2 give number 4 a chicken nugget on the house, and number 2 agrees to do so. Number 2 also gives number 4 some ketchup. We also see that number 5 is inside the Treehouse Saloon. She makes an announcement for all the customers in the saloon and lets the customers know that there's going to be a song performed by the Chicken Fingers, a group that consists of Lizzie Devine and the Sanbon sisters, number 3 and Mushi. After the Chicken Fingers sing their chicken nugget song, the delightful children from down the lane arrive, although one of the kids in the saloon calls them the Delightful Gang. The delightful children are wearing Wild West boots, Wild West hats, and they're wearing a giant belt, a belt that's big enough for all of them, yes, a belt that's big enough for all 5 of them to wear at once. In any case, the delightful children fully enter the saloon and they knock away number 4's ketchup. They then proceed to reveal that they have the deed to this land and brag about how that means that they are the owners of the chicken nuggets on this land. They then proceed to take number 4's chicken nugget before he can eat it. Number 4 thinks that the delightful children are looking to start a fight, but the delightful children clarify they're not the ones looking to fight, but their minions are. For this segment, the delightful children's minions are employees from a restaurant known as the Chicken Bucket. So the kids, both Kids Next Door members and customers alike, begin to fight the delightful children's minions, but then the fight ends when the delightful children reveal that they have chicken rifles, and they use their chicken rifles to threaten the other kids to surrender. So the Sector V operatives are now locked up in the town jail, while the rest of the kids are forced to search for more chicken nuggets in the stream. The Chicken Bucket employees are watching the kids that are forced to search for chicken nuggets. Inside the prison, number 4 grumbles about how he still didn't get a chance to actually eat a chicken nugget. Number 1 tells number 4 to quit whining, and concentrate on their plan to escape. They plan to dig through the ground of the prison in order to escape. But number 4 insists that he's only upset because he was the one who found the chicken nuggets in the first place, and he thinks that it's only right that he gets his fair share. That's how he describes it. So number 3 reveals that she actually has a chicken nugget with her. She admits that she was planning to give it to all the kids that are being forced to search for more chicken nuggets for the delightful children, but she says if number 4 feels he really needs the chicken nugget, then he can have it. Number 4 is happy to take the chicken nugget, and he thanks number 3. But then the jailer is about to show up, so they have to maintain their cover. Soon enough, though, they see that the jailer is N.U.G.G.E.T, and number 4 is frustrated by this, but N.U.G.G.E.T clarifies that there wasn't anything personal about it. It's just that he would prefer to be the jailer than being forced to search for chicken nuggets for the delightful children. So the Sector V operatives figure that N.U.G.G.E.T will be willing to help them out and let them out of their prison. N.U.G.G.E.T says that he will help them out, but only if they give him a chicken nugget. Number 4 tries to haggle for simply half of a chicken nugget, but number 1 just gives N.U.G.G.E.T the entire chicken nugget. Satisfied, N.U.G.G.E.T gives the Sector V operatives the keys so that they can get out of their prison, although he admits that he doesn't think it will do them much good because they don't have their 2x4 technology on hand. But number 4 tells N.U.G.G.E.T that they'll be able to figure something out. They are members of the Kids Next Door, after all. Next up, we see a montage where we see the Sector V operatives use stealth to acquire ketchup and mustard-based weaponry from the saloon. They also manage to distract and knock out the chicken bucket employees, and then they free the kids that are being forced to search for chicken nuggets in the stream. So most of the kids have gathered up inside the saloon, and number 4 now has Wild West accessories too, and he prepares to challenge the delightful children to a shootout. He will be using ketchup guns while the delightful children will be using their chicken rifles. And number 4 pretty much tells the delightful children he's going to give them until the count of Q he's going to give them the count of Q to leave town. And the delightful children, though, just encourage number 4 to begin his countdown to Q. And so after seeing number 4's bizarre countdown, he eventually counts down to Q. So the delightful children launch their chicken rifles, but number 4 is able to avoid the chicken, and he launches his ketchup guns towards the delightful children. And the delightful children are now covered in ketchup. Number 4 reiterates he wants the delightful children to leave, or else they'll be covered with more ketchup. Humiliated, the delightful children run off, and the kids, the rest of the kids all celebrate number 4's victory. Some of the kids begin to continue searching for chicken nuggets, and some of them lift up number 4 and they carry him, and they're carrying him. But then suddenly, N.U.G.G.E.T tells all the kids present that another kid south from here has discovered some onion rings. So most of the kids, the town is no longer, most of the kids disassemble the town and run off. And we see number 4 in the stream. He's panicking, but then he quickly realizes that the stream is shallow enough for him to stand up in. So number 4 grumbles about the stream, and he proceeds to just continue walking off. But he doesn't notice that there's a chicken nugget nearby. And that's how we end this segment. So this segment gives us another number 4 spotlight appearance. And this segment really stands out to me because, funny enough, I first had chicken nuggets around the same time that this segment first aired on TV. So, yeah, that's why this segment kind of stands out to me in particular. It kind of reminds me of how much I enjoy chicken nuggets, because I first had chicken nuggets around the time this segment first aired on TV. So, you could say, yeah, there's definitely a lot of fond memories for me with regards to this particular segment. I did think Chicky Pete was a pretty funny character, and this segment kind of does show the Kids Next Door, or Codename Kids Next Door's usual idea of turning mundane situations into an over-the-top manner. In this case, chicken nuggets became the equivalent of gold, because naturally this segment was a reference to the gold rush, except instead of gold nuggets, it was chicken nuggets. So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty clever idea. And, yeah, I've enjoyed Wild West-themed movies or TV shows, books, what have you. So, yeah, I enjoyed how this segment was also an affectionate parody of Wild West movies. And otherwise, the other big detail... Oh, actually, yes, there are a few other details to clarify. One thing is, yes, we see more minions of the Delightful Children in this segment. Instead of ice cream men, they're employees from a restaurant known as the Chicken Bucket. And the Chicken Bucket actually will be mentioned again, not in the next segment, but the next episode. So yes, in the next episode, episode 43, we will get to see the Chicken Bucket referenced again. And the other big detail is, yes, that's right, Lunk from the Six Gum Gang appears in this segment, and he's no longer delightfulized, which was how we last saw him when he last appeared in Operation Fountain. Now, having said that, though, Operation Date first showed us that delightfulization could be reversed, or delightfulization could be undone. So it's safe to say that Lunk was probably de-delightfulized in between Operation Fountain and this segment. Although there is a continuity hiccup with Lunk actually being captured by the Delightful Children, because Lunk and the rest of the Six Gum Gang were established as being minions of the Delightful Children. More specifically, they're minions at Gulliger Elementary School. And there is another continuity hiccup I noticed in this segment. I did mention this before, but in this segment, we see Mushi. We see Mushi in this segment, but she doesn't seem to have any ill will towards the Sector V operatives, neither her sister or Number 2, because by the end of Operation Clues, Mushi had become Number 2's arch enemy because of her stabbing Number 3's Posh Party Rainbow Monkey toy. So yeah, Mushi appears in this segment with no ill will towards either Number 2 or Number 3. Now, actually though, but yes, with regards to these particular continuity hiccups, some recent speculation came to my attention, something that I admit I didn't consider when I first watched this segment. Yes, I've recently come across some speculation where some fans speculate that the events of Operation Nugget, or at least the majority of the entry, could be seen as a dream sequence. The idea being when Number 4 fell into the stream, he proceeded to have a dream sequence, and then eventually he woke up by the end of the segment, explaining why he was in the stream again. Now, again, I admit when I first watched the segment, I actually didn't consider the idea of Number 4 dreaming the events of the Chicken Nugget Rush. And when I rewatched this segment just before I recorded the Recap and Thoughts video, or in preparation for this Recap and Thoughts video, yeah, I do feel like the way things are presented, I feel that it's presented in an ambiguous manner. Like, I could see how someone might think the events of the Chicken Nugget Rush actually did happen, but I also can see how it could also be interpreted as being number 4's dream sequence. I think it was very ambiguous. I think that's why I didn't catch it. I think that's why I didn't consider that speculation initially. And to be fair, there are other entries in Codename Kids Next Door that do go with the dream sequence approach. I guess for me, I probably felt that those other dream sequence entries were probably more clear or more explicit about the dream element, but yeah, this one definitely felt a little more ambiguous compared to the other dream sequence entries that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I'm actually open. Yeah, I'm open to the idea that this might have been a dream sequence for number 4, and that actually would explain those continuity hiccups, like Lunk not being affiliated with the Delightful Children, or Mushi not showing any ill will towards number 2 or number 3. So yeah, that's actually I guess that goes to show that you learn something new every day, even about things that even about things that you've seen for years now. Yeah, like I said, I didn't consider the idea of this being a dream sequence when I first watched the segment, and for years afterwards. It's only recently where I heard the possibility of this being a dream sequence, and yeah, actually, that's a pretty reasonable speculation, I would say. So I guess, yeah, it's up to viewers to decide if they think that number 4 was having a dream sequence, or if the chicken nugget rush actually did happen. But otherwise, yeah, I believe that's about it for this particular segment. So like I said, not only did we get another number 4 spotlight appearance, but I did enjoy this segment, mostly because it reminds me of how much I enjoyed chicken nuggets, which I first had around the time this segment started airing, or when this segment first aired. And like I said, it does offer an interesting idea about the possibility that this was a dream sequence that number 4 had. But otherwise, yes, I think that's it for now. So as of this video, we've now discussed the A segment of episode 42 of Codename Kids Next Door on this channel. Take care, and until next time.